IronCAD has a single scene unified design environment that makes it easy to create assemblies, parts, in any order that you like, whether that's bottom up or top down. In our case, I'm just dragging and dropping an assembly, and you can see that it automatically creates an assembly, and this may have multiple parts underneath that can be constructed inside of there. And you can continue to add parts to add new assemblies. Anytime during your design process, you can select your assemblies and create assemblies or disassemble them to change the structure. For example, we can select our assemblies, use our hotkey to create an assembly, and now we have a top level assembly. If we'd like to disassemble that, we can also right click or hit the S key to do the disassemble of that structure as well. So a very flexible way to change your assembly structure as you go. However, some users may like to use a top-down design approach, and new capabilities have been added in IronCAD 2024. For example, we'll delete our environment, and you can see from our assembly ribbon, there's a new command called assemble that's always available. So if you want to start building your structure, you can select this and you can see that it automatically creates an assembly in here. And we can just add a couple more here. For example, we'll just call this one conveyor inside of here. And we can reorder this assembly structure by dragging and dropping into the others or changing this however we like. And we can continue to add sub-assemblies, new top-level assemblies. We can even add parts. For example, we can go into our structured part ribbon bar, and there's a way to create parts here where you can tell them to be active or non-active, and in our case we're just saying non-active. But we can just create these parts, and again, you can create them at the top level. You can drag and drop them into environments, or you can select an assembly and do the same process, and I'll add it to that assembly. So you can build your structure however you like. So for example, in this case, we built our conveyor as the top level assembly. Now when we drag and drop into our environment, we can start adding our components underneath that top level assembly. So a very handy way to start building your structure first, then adding components to automatically build your designs. So a very handy feature. Again, this can be done on any file inside of IronCAD where you can create these items. You can activate items for parts to start working on those, for example. We can select that as active. Now when I drag and drop components, that's going to add features to our part 4. For example, maybe we want to drop a box out here to represent something that's going on this conveyor system. And I'll just draw this a little bit bigger here, make it a little taller. There we go. And maybe we'll make it a little wider inside of here. So we make this part here, and now that's our active part. We can do anything with this as well, like positioning elements inside of here. We can use select our components, use our triball to position things, or let's just reposition our triball to a location that we like. So we'll just position the tribal center to a point here. Again, in this case, now we can move our part up and down along our conveyor inside of here. So this is just creating the part design, moving it wherever we like. We can turn that off. When we're done with our part design, we can right click and deactivate, and now we're back in the assembly design. And we can now rename these. For example, this is just our box that's going along our conveyor system, for example. A very easy way to create a top-down design approach for your parts and assemblies.